Uh-huh. Last Saturday, Laurel Park, race 10. I didn't forget Keith Warstraw. Remember him? We didn't forget $57
Right.
blow-up horse last Saturday to wrap up the big weekend. Last weekend, late pick 4 paid all right. Late pick 5 paid over $2,800 last Saturday. Early pick 5 last Saturday paid $3,100. You had Dendrobia, who was a big price for Timmy Keefe and Forest Boys last Saturday. So, yeah, it was Ty Liapustina and Wayne Potts. Warstraw, a big price last Saturday. And that's the theme so far this summer meet. Big prices on the tote board, and we're going to try to find some long shots today. Today, the race is presented by Fidelity First. How are you, Keith?
I'm doing well. I got a little desperate in that last race. Actually caught that exact with Warstraw. I keyed on Charlie Mops, the Hugh McMahon horse. Took that horse top and bottom with several horses. Warstraw was a first-time gelding. No way should that horse been that big of a price in that race. Looking back,
I was looking at the exact dollar exacta for $1.76.
Yeah,
nice.
Got a couple 6-packs on the way home and enjoyed a little evening out on the back porch, huh?
All right, good stuff. So some big payouts last week, and we'll try to find some this weekend here at Laurel Park. Live thoroughbred racing here at Laurel Park all summer long, Fridays and Saturdays. It's been confirmed, so congratulations to all the management, Maryland Jockey Club, MTHA, the horse breeders, and everybody. Live racing all summer long, Fridays and Saturdays here at Laurel Park, all the way until we get to the Big T late August. Big action today, a big 9-race card. I like the early pick 5. It's also Stronach 5-day today, Keith, and we have a couple nice second-level allowance features of the day, races 7 and 8, legs B and D of the Stronach 5, and those are some tough races. You have a Hammy Smith with a Hall Pass in race 8. You have the Tim Keefe is live with Tattooed in race 7, leg B of the Stronach 5, and Kelly Rubley with a tough horse in there, pretty good year. So there's the line. It's going to start Gulfstream Park race 8, okay, at about 3:41 Eastern time. So right after our race 6, start getting those Stronach 5 tickets ready, because the Stronach 5 is going to start before our race 7 today. It's going to start right after race 6, a matter of fact. Race 6 post time about 3:30 today. Stronach 5 scheduled to go off about 3:41. Gulfstream Park race 8 will kick it off. Then Laurel race 7. Then Gulfstream race 9's leg C. Then Laurel Park race 8's leg D. Then we wrap it up. Santa Anita. That's a big field, going a mile on the turf. Nice maiden special weight. Santa Anita race 3 to wrap up the Stronach 5. So I came up with a ticket. It's a tough play for the Stronach 5, but if you don't like that, we have some other stuff going on here. Hopefully you get some friends. You need some friends to play that Stronach 5. It's a $1 minimum wager, industry low, 12% takeout, $100,000 guarantee. You get some friends together. That's how you play that Stronach 5 ticket.
Absolutely. This thing could be just monstrous this afternoon. The two Laurel races.
Right.
They're as tough as two other than both one short, one long, that I've ever encountered trying to line and trying to handicap. I called a couple people just to look at the races, and as a line maker, you just want to pull your hair out. You want to be right. I each day I want to be right from top to bottom with these lines, and public's going to go a certain way on a couple horses. It might not be my way that I thought they were going to go, but I tell you, we gave it a big effort to try to get it right, and you're going to have, in situations like this, Stan, good horses going off at great prices. So don't be shy when you see horses in form, that's going off 8, 10, 12 to 1. That's how tough this race is.
All right, so we have more about races 7 and 8 when we get to them. We have videos for both those big features, which are both involved in the Stronach 5 today, races 7 and 8 here at Laurel Park. We have a nice carryover in race 1, a big monster 12-horse field to kick off all the action. We have a nice carryover in the Rolling Super High 5. There it is, $13,742 for the Rolling Super High 5. That bet also features a low 15% takeout. If they don't hit it in race 1, that'll carry over to the second race. So keep your eye on that Rolling Super High 5 today. Also, nice carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6. That's going to start race 4 on the 9-race program, a little over $6,200 for the Rainbow Pick 6. Tim Tulloch, he has a ticket for that. All of our tickets and picks for today can be found on the website, laurelpark.com, underneath the handicapping section. You can watch all the action on our live stream, laurelpark.com, or your favorite ADW, ExpressBet, or first bet. Let's show you the weather conditions, the track and weather conditions today. Beautiful weather right now. There you go, upper 70s, wind not much of a factor, a little cloud cover. We're fast and firm, and we're going to be on the Kelso race 2 today. There are only 2 turf races today, 2 and 9, and race 2 is going to be on the Kelso with the rail at 35 feet. That's the inner turf, and then race 9 today will be on the Fort Marcy, and that the rail there on the Fort Marcy, just double checking, that's 87 feet on the Fort Marcy. I got all my Stronach 5 races mixed in with my Laurel races. Yep, Fort Marcy for race 9, rail at 87 feet. So only 2 of 9 on the turf today. Fast and firm, so you couldn't ask for better conditions to kick off the weekend, right, Keith?
No, absolutely perfect. It's a touch muggy out here, Stan. I know there's some threatening skies, some possible showers, maybe some storms later this afternoon. And I think maybe that's why they tempered this card with the 2 turfs, But, boy, all of our races filled. Big fields, lots of opportunities on this betting card. But as of right now, boy, yeah, I like it.
All right, I'm wrong already, so I just wanted to get that out of the way.
What's that?
I said fast and firm. We're going to start fast and good. Main track fast, turf rated good to kick off the card. So if it changes after race 2, we'll keep you updated. Sure. Let's tell everybody how they can bet all the action. You can bet with First Bet, and when you sign up, all right, new sign-ups, use promo code Sport of Kings. You get a $10 credit plus up to a $500 bonus. First Bet users have free access to the best features in horse racing, including seamless wagering interface, AI-enhanced algorithms to help you make smarter picks, real-time stats and probabilities, betting, live video, and replays for more than 300 tracks on First Bet. So sign up, use promo code Sport of Kings, and you get that $10 credit plus up to a $500 bonus. Now, a big day tomorrow. We have a nice card here. The multiple stakes winner, Hello Beautiful. She headlines the 3-year-old filly feature tomorrow. That's race 8 here tomorrow at Laurel Park. But it's also Belmont Stakes Day tomorrow up in New York. The Triple Crown a little different this year. Might be the best Triple Crown ever because it wraps up at the most famous track of the 3 Triple Crown tracks, Pimlico. They made Seabiscuit after Pimlico, not Churchill or Belmont. So the Triple Crown wraps up at the most famous track this year. We might have a Triple Crown on the line first Saturday of October. Then you have the Kentucky Derby first Saturday of September. But the Belmont Stakes is tomorrow. The heavy favorite, the Barclay Tag horse in there, Tiz the Law, 6-5 with Manny Franco aboard. I don't think they beat the favorite. I put Tiz the Law on top in the Belmont tomorrow. Who's your top pick?
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on it, Keith?
He is my top pick. I've been a fan of him since the Champagne. Watched that race, and another one of these horses early on. I gave a call to my man Carulli out there in Vegas, see if we could get down a little future action. Things just didn't really pan out this year. But, yeah, seasoned, has handled some adversity along the way. He's tactile. I don't think he needs to be as close as he's been maybe in some of his races. Looking at the Belmont, I believe the horse from the rail, the Cassie horse, it's a different kind of horse now off the break. Is going to be that stone speed type, it looks like to me. Go with him maybe at your peril. Dr. Post is an interesting horse, an improver for Pletcher. Got the job done with a tougher trip. I like that short comment by our Echo-based guys down there. Stuck between. That's kind of a death trip I call horses. It kind of frazzles them sometimes. This horse was professional, handled that situation. I think can move up off of that effort. But Tiz the Law is the top selection.
All right, so that's race 10 tomorrow up there at Belmont Park. You can bet all the action on First Bet. Let's get right to it here. Race 1's going to kick off the Rolling Super High 5. We showed you the carryover. There it is again. 13,742 kicks off the Rolling Super High 5. That's a low 15% takeout. Also, race 1 kicks off the popular Early Pick 5. Mandatory payout on the Early Pick 5. Industry low, 12% takeout. Let's take a look at my ticket. I have a $48 Early Pick 5 ticket. Couldn't come up with a single, but I have some prices here on the ticket. Race 1. The 3, 7, 9 are your favorites, but it's a big 12-horse field. After the 3 favorites, it's wide open. I throw a 12-1 shot in there. Millie Child gets Jevion Toledo back aboard today, so she could be live getting a little class relief today. Race 2, I have a 6-1 shot on top there. We have a video of the 7 Polished Gal. I think there's a lot of speed in race 2. I think it sets up for Jevion Toledo in the 7 Polished Gal at 6-1. I also use the speed of the 8 Katarina 1. Race 3, that's a nice maiden special weight. We have an American Pharaoh filly in there, the 2 Bernadette the Jet. but the 4 and the 6 might be tough in there as well. Race 4, that's a beat nickel for the filly mares going 6 furlongs. I have the 3, Swirly Shirley, on top, but the 12, Unique Humor, 7 and 2 for Jerry Robin. The X-Man might be tough. I have a couple prices on top. Race 5 to wrap it up. I have the 7 Cobb on top at 8 to 1 with your leading rider Sheldon Russell aboard for Wayne Potts, who had a big day last Saturday here at Laurel with that long shot winner War Stroll in the finale we talked about. So I think Cobb's live at a big price. You have a stat there on trainer Wayne Potts. We'll show you. But also the Dale Capuano horse, Hammer's Vision, won on opening weekend here at Laurel Park with the Bug Avery Wisman. Wisman back aboard today. So Hammer's Vision live at 6 to 1. I think the early pick 5 could pay big today. It paid over $3,100 last Saturday. What's it going to pay today? We have a monster. How about line in this race? Race 1 today, Keith. A monster 12-horse field. No scratches in race 1. 6 furlongs, claiming 10,000. Filly mares 3 and up. Never won 2. Lifetime, the morning line favorite. That's who I put on top. Okay. The 9, C Mamacita. She's 5 to 2 for trainer Damon Del Dovico. Looks like they just tried to give her a race, and maybe the turf race was the best race they could pick opening weekend. She's better, I think, going short on the dirt, and especially at this level. Let's show you what she did last February here at Laurel Park against much tougher, against 25,000 starter allowance company. She runs a big 61 buyer speed figure this day. She gets in front, turning for home, finishes in okay third. This effort today is going to make C Mamacita an awfully tough favorite to beat.
Yeah, we liked her this particular day, almost 6 to 1. She gets a short lead, turning for home. Just can't quite hold on. Prompts at okay pace. It wasn't that demanding. Just going to get worn down through the final eighth of a mile. But see, Mama, see, that was an effort off of a very troubled trip the prior try. Tried her on the turf. No good. A little protected late. That's the way you should do it. She didn't really want any parts of that race last time out. She's going to be poised to pounce, just off of it, I think. Maybe if they want to be aggressive, can go to the front. She's going to be really, really tough in here, along with Dale's horse, the 3 horse with Sheldon Russell, right? You got Zig and for Trite, the 7. These look like the 3 horse are going to take the most money in this race. I think favoritism is going to go between the 3 and the 10. Zig, good effort. A little bit of a speed edge last time out and made a move into it, just a slight flat and late. Works right back here, slight little drop in. And I agree with you. Millie Child had no chance whatsoever after that early trouble. Was in everybody's pocket stand from basically the start to the 3/8 pole. No chance to recover. Toledo back reunited with Toledo. I think this horse, at a big price, might hit this exact or try for you.
And she runs in the first race today. She likes that. She broke her maiden running in the first race. She likes running early. She doesn't like waiting around all day. She's funny like that. So, all right. So we both like the 2 Millie Child and the 3 favorites here, the 3 Zig and Claudio. Now you had a nice comment there about the favorite C Mamacita. Normally that ease late comment would scare me off, but it looks like Caramano's was just she didn't want to be going long on the turf. He just took care of her and saved her for this race today.
Yep, did what he was supposed to do. Yep.
Okay. All right, so big 12-horse field to kick off the action here. Race 1, let's turn the page. Race 2 to kick off the early pick 4. Big field on the turf, 5.5 furlongs on the Kelso turf. Rail at 35 feet. Turf rated good to kick off today. It's a claiming 16,000 filly mares. Never won 3 or straight 3-year-old fillies. I think there's a lot of speed in this race. The 1 Scar Free has like 44 and change early speed with Joan Rosado's having a good meet. Rosado's going to be sending on the 1 Scar Free. The 8 Katarina 1 has a lot of early speed as well with Jorge Rios aboard for John Salzman Jr. I think it sets up for a closing sprinter like the 7 Polished Gal. Let's check out the last time she was on the Laurel turf last October here at Laurel Park. This was after a win. She won sprinting on the turf last September here at Laurel Park, and here they are in the stretch. She was bumped early in this race. She was 5 wide, turning for home. She's going to get up for a finish, a real good second. Just gets beat a neck behind You Made It. Now, You Made It, who wins this race, comes right back to win after this race. So I thought Polished Gal ran a strong effort this day. She gets Jevion Toledo, had a 3-win day last Saturday. Your leading second rider, Sheldon Russell, with 12, and then Toledo and McCarthy tied with 10, and Toledo had a 3-win day last Saturday. Now this filly, by plans in the Hugh McMahon barn. McMahon, your second leading trainer, with 5 wins behind Claudio. I think it sets up today for the 7 Polish Gal. I put her right on top.
I can certainly see her into the mix. Yeah, you made it. Was in very good form at that time. Did win on the dirt next out, but had a couple good turf races back to back. So, Polish Gal is going to be used. This is a wide open. I think, there is speed, but I think there's 2 clear speeds if they break cleanly. We've got to hope for a fairly clean break, and that is the one, Scar Free, who's pretty quick. Run down by Hip Hop, who had a trouble trip in an allowance race last weekend. I think this horse is going to be sent. And Katarina 1. If things don't get crazy up front, I think these 2 can carry that speed a long, long way. Katarina 1 was in top form last summer on the grass. Keys up against the right kind. I think she's positioned just off the speed of the 1. Hedges to the front, but look in the rearview mirror late, Stan. Your horse is going to be coming. Horse like Navizian Sunset could rally into it. Carolina Ice. There's some of these other horses. They're off a little time, off some route races, might fall a little bit further back, but we've seen you can rally on this turf course. It hasn't been really – not many horses have gone gate to wire. Was it I Love You? Might have been the only one so far going long.
And you mentioned closers. How about Dendrobia from last to first? A big close last Saturday to win on the Laurel turf. All right, so we like the same 4 runners there in race 2, a big field on the turf. Race 3, one of our big features of the day to anchor this early pick 5, a nice maiden special weight for filly and mares 3 and up, 6 furlongs on the main track. This race features the Grand Motion filly. She's by American Pharoah, the Triple Crown winner, and what a sire he's been so far. Weston Hamilton rides Bernadette the Jet. Let's show you the race last August. Now, she's only a 2-year-old last August. This was only her second race. She's in traffic going down the backstretch here. This is Bernadette the Jet. She's in traffic. She's going to end up finishing second from this race. I guess they're going into the far turn here, but she gets in trouble at the half-mile pole, but then she overcomes that to finish a good second, just gets beat ahead behind Ilchester Cheetah, who won a bunch of races last year as a 2-year-old. So I think this was a strong effort by Bernadette the Jet. And then she ran a big race, it looks like, at Churchill mid-May down there in a big maiden special weight. She only got beat 5 3/4. She got that belatedly comment there in the comment line. She ran a big 68 by her speed figure in the race down at Churchill. So that's a race like that puts her right there against this group today.
I got her a little upset, Stan, that triple on the 15th of August. She got a little trouble shuffle back. She was up with the pace early. Drop back, shifted out. She was full of run, really rolling the last eighth of a mile. Chester Cheetah, 5-time winner, Stan, and she's run fast. So Bernadette the Jet, they just went real quick down to Churchill. The race got away from her. She's going to be much closer, I would think, today with a decent break. So, yeah, she's a user in here for me. I'm going for a little bit of a price here with Don't Let Sweet Fool Ya. A 2-year-old, back as a 2-year-old in October, took some play into a pretty good field. You see the short comment, poor start, rushed and tired, up with it a duel. Then a little change of tactics. Let's a little Z pattern, right? Circle and, and come from off the pace, a little flattening, but wide. I'm just going to try to project improvement. You see the works. They're pretty good. I'm a little bit worried about a little bit of a break there in that work from May 17th to June 7th, but why not take a stab at a decent price? I think this filly is going to improve first time as a 3-year-old for Lacey Gaudette and 5 Hellions Farm. Bobby's Golden Girl just moved too soon into that race. I watched that race, bet this filly down at Churchill at 9-2. They were going quick, just had the worst of it. Got a short lead, just faded late. I think it was a Chad Brown runner and another. It might have been a Stidham first to roll by late. Shortening up to the 6th. It's a good move for Rubley. Bobby's Golden Girl will be very tough in here.
All right, well, you get a nice lightweight assignment on your top pick there, the 8, 113 with the 7-pound bug, Charlie Marquez. So hopefully you'll get a big price there. She's 12-1 morning line. We've had a couple scratches in this race. Scratch to 3, who was a big price. Scratch to 1, Be Present, for part of the Colts Neck stable entry, and that was maybe the stronger part by Bernardini, definitely the stronger part.
Right.
The 1A stays in, Tutti Benvenuti stays in, and then scratch the 11 Rollick. So a few scratches scratches here in this race. I used the 4 as well. The 6, Tell Me on a Sunday, I end up using in my top 3. Now they paid $190,000 for this filly as a yearling at Keeneland. She's by Quality Road, a major league sire down there in Kentucky. Now the dam was only 0 for 4, so not much there. And there's one older sibling who was 2 for 9, made $26,000. Nothing special there, but you have to respect Delacour and Lael Stables. Forest Boys will ride, and this filly comes in off a bullet workout up there on the Tapeta Fair Hill just a little while ago, 5 days ago up there at Fair Hill. So Delacour is tough. You always have to respect them, and they paid a bunch of money for this filly at Keeneland.
Yeah. I mean, Delacour hasn't been lighting the world on fire recently with firsters, right, around here. Ben Saba, another Rubley runner, very quick, held well, disputing a very quick pace in debut at 3, I should say. Comes back at the age of 4. Allowance winner in March was that winner, My Queen Michelle. So she keys up against the right kind. I still like the other Rubley runner a little stronger, Bobby's Golden Girl.
All right, it's a nice maiden special weight, one of our features of the day in race 3. I know you like the middle pick 4. Race 4 also kicks off the Rainbow pick 6 today. Nice carryover. There it is, a little over 6,200 for the Rainbow pick 6. Now, Tim Tullock, he has a ticket. He'll be back on with me this afternoon. Let's check out his ticket real quick, see how he plays it. He has a $57.60 play. Race 8 here at Laurel Park, that second level allowance feature going short. He singles there on the 9 Eastern Bay. First time Claudio Victor Corrales will ride Eastern Bay, a 5-time winner here at Laurel Park. Just got beat at this level late February, and that was the day Claudio claimed Eastern Bay. So the 6-year-old, 5-1 morning line. I have that horse right on top as well in race 8. So I like Tim's single today. Now you like the middle pick 4 starting this race, Keith. Let's check out your ticket and see how you play it.
I mean, these races don't doubles, pick 3s are all going to hold value with as difficult as these races are to handicap and come up with. You've got to spread around. There's no singles on this card. I go 4 deep to get you started. This is kind of a base ticket at $36, Stan. Grab a couple friends, add to this. Race 4, we're going to go 4 deep with the 3, 4, 5, and 9. Joyful Noise, horror show trip last time, all over the place after early trouble. 5th race, 3 deep with the 1, 7, and 10. Baron of Bluegrass, just glancing at his buyers, he might slip away at an okay price, but in very good form right now. 6th race, the 4 and the 8, trying to pare it down. I'll use the firster on top, Sing Along Susie for Rubley. You could spread in there a little bit further, and a real head scratcher of a race. In race 7, we finish it up with the 8, 9, and 10. Bust off the top selection in there. But another race, we talked about race 7, a myriad of ways to go. That's your starting point. Maybe if you want to take a pick 3 out of these 3 races and play it, go do that as well. But man, there's going to be I gotta think there's going to be some monster payouts today.
Yeah, a bunch of big fields. There's bound to be some blow-ups on the tote board. Let's check out race 4, 6 furlongs, main track claiming 5,000 filly mares 3 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months or never won 4 lifetime. I go with the 3 on top here. Swirly Shirley showed a new dimension, rallied from off the pace last out, coming off the break, and now came in and was disqualified. Ran a good second, but was DQ'd and placed 5th. But the filly ran a big race. She likes it here at Laurel Park. Katie Davis will ride. It's a good level. I was a beaten nickel. She finished a good 3rd against Open Nickel last February. So, and she has some early speed if she wants to use it. So it'll be interesting to see they want to use her early speed or use that new dimension and have her come from off the pace like she did last time. I put her on top. Okay. She's 4-1.
There's a slew of horses stand out of that same race, right? This nickel 1 in 6 months or 4 in life, the race in which our True Sensation pulled a little upset, jumping a condition, right, and getting it done. She's right back in here. Let's take a look. Can we look at Joyful Noise's trip?
Yep,
Do we have that video?
Yep, we have it.
Yeah, we're going to see a few of the horses in here, as long as it's Swirly Shirley's in here as well. But pick up Joyful Noise, the 4 horse, leaving the 5 ace pole. We're heading to the half-mile marker. Down inside, I like this, trying to drop in, save a little ground, but a couple horses kind of cross over, leaving the half-mile marker, and Yomar's got to check off heels right there. He's going to kind of work a trip again to the outside to the maneuver. I mean, she shows like 2 or 3 runs in this race. Girl Drama, who's in this race, is disputing the pace. Well, anyhow, she weaved her way around through traffic, guys. I thought we were going to pick it up from the top of the stretch home. Anyhow, probably alter course 3 more times after that. finish full of run, only beaten 3/4 of a length. She gets an extra 16th of a mile today. Just needs a little cleaner trip. My top selection, though, Conquest Hard Cherry. I like Brooks. This second off this type of layoff at this kind of level works for me. Was caught wide around the turn early. This horse can gain better position in the first 3/8 of a mile.
All right, now the 12, 7-2 here for Jerry Robbs, dropping from the open nickel, coming off the layoff. She's making her 5-year-old debut today, and then she ran, last time we saw her, that was against open nickel. She didn't run very good that day last November. She won at Timonium going a half mile. Jerry Robb with a couple wins this summer, the X-Man with a few wins. So I use her. I'm not crazy about her, but I use her in my exacta end on my early pick 5 tickets.
She's a really difficult read for me in here. I like to add her if I could, if I can afford it, in the first leg of the middle pick 4, I should say. She's beaten these kind before. She's off time. You look at the initial stat, plus 180, 11-horse sample. He's 27% is Jerry Robb, like the last year and a half. But he's 0 for 7 with horses running for 10,000 or less. It's really tough. I think she's going to be part of the flow from the outside. Archer Sensation is pretty quick as well. Will they hook up? It's going to be that last eighth of a mile is going to get awfully interesting. This looks like a cavalry charge type of race through that last eighth.
All right, it's a big field here. Race 4 to kick off the pick 6 and the middle pick 4. Let's get a quick commercial break. Late pick 5 starts in race 5. That's the open nickel going 5.5. Stronach 5. We'll talk about that as well right after this.
Charge from Longshot, Everfast to the inside 2, but nothing stood in his way. Laurel will won the Preakness.
Get 'em up, high, put 'em up, high. We waking up high, high with my dogs riding high when we pull up high, high with my dogs riding high.
All right, first Saturday of October, Preakness 145. War of Will won it last year. Mark Cassey, he won the Belmont last year as well. He's going to be in the Belmont Stakes tomorrow. We wish last year's Preakness winning trainer, Mark Cassey, we wish him well in the Belmont tomorrow. Let's take a look at the late pick 5, starting in race 5. No carryover. They hit it for over 2,800 last Saturday. But as always, that industry low, 12% takeout on all the pick 5s here at Laurel Park. I don't have a ticket today for the late pick 5. I like early pick 5 and Stronach 5. Let's take a look here at the 5th race. 5.5 furlongs, claiming 5,000, 3 and up, wide open nickel here. Let's start. Let's start with the 10. We both use the 10 a little bit here. High Roller is going to be one of your favorites here in a big field. 7-2 for Carlos Mencia. Second off the break. Ran a decent race against the open nickel. Well, showed a little speed that day and then came up flat. But that was a tough race won by Lion Lord, who was a big dropper that day for Linda Albert. Lion Lord got claimed out of that race. So that was a tough open nickel for the comeback for a High Roller. Carlos Mencia trying to pick things up before the break. He was red hot around here. So you have to wonder, just a matter of time before he starts picking it up again. High Roller, we both try to beat one of the favorites here. We have a video. Let's show you that race from June 1st here of High Roller. Showed a little speed, broke from the 2-hole in a big 11-horse field, and a little tough spot right there.
Yeah, and the key stand down inside, and there were some very, very fast horses in here. Lion Lord and Midnight Cry, they can rattle off 22 flat, 45 and change, boy, pretty easily. Just a little too quick for High Roller. Had to be used inside to get position. Draws outside, a little bit more comfortable flow, I think, is in order this afternoon. It's interesting, the other Carlos Mencia or similar, Tambora to the front. What do you want to do? You don't want these two kind of killing each other on the front end, do you? High Roller, I think, is the one that might emerge around the turn and shake clear. If he does, and he's relaxed past the 3/8, he's probably going to be gone against this field. I mean, he's going to be very difficult. But I go inside. Baron of Bluegrass is a user for me. He's just going, through the conditions, and he's learned how to rate the last couple races. I like that. He beat a next out winner in Black Stetson, who came back to run like a 72 fig in a condition race. Baron of Bluegrass, back figures to work. I think he can handle this jump into open company. He gets perfect position inside. And the 7, your top selection, right, Cobb? I'm going to toss him in as well. We have a stat for Wayne Potts. Wayne Potts, this may not be a big win percentage, right, over the summer meet, 2 for 17, 12%. But look at that ROI.
Nice.
691. That's just on the dirt. How about War Stroll in the turf, right, at $1,000,000 to 1 the other day? Cobb could come flying back into really good form. You know, you kind of maybe dismissed all those Charlestown races, Charlestown form. Okay, goes off 26-1, almost 27-1, and really rallied into it well. Things could get contested up front. Cobb, I think, will make a run from the back.
I think it sets up well for Cobb. You get to meet leading rider Sheldon Russell for Wayne Potts. So, and Russell, how about Russell and Potts recently here in Maryland are 57% in a positive ROI.
Yeah.
So we both like the 7 Cobb. A good stat there in Wayne Potts. He's off to a big, strong meet. High roller we both pick against. How about the 5 here, Hammer's Vision? I like Baron of Bluegrass a little bit. That was a nice win opening weekend. Hammer's Vision, a nice win opening weekend here at Laurel Park. That was the beaten nickel. Now the open nickel today. A little tougher spot, but a big 65 buyer speed figure from that win May 30th.
Yeah, the number works. He's a horse that may have to go back to moving from just off of it. We talked about him that particular day, the 30th, that we liked him on top and thought Wisman. Be aggressive, Stan. He was aggressive out of the gate. He got the job done, handled some pressure. Things are going to be a little bit more contested, a little tougher for him on the front end today. But look, he's another one. He's got back class, back figures to work off of.
All right, it's a nice open nickel here to kick off the late pick 5. Another maiden special weight for you here in race 6. Now, when we get to race 6 today, start thinking about that Stronach 5. You want to start getting your Stronach 5 tickets ready when we get to race 6. Our race 6 goes off at 3:33 this afternoon, and then the Stronach 5, which starts Gulfstream Park race 8. Stronach 5 starts at 3:41. So right after our race 6, expect the Stronach 5 to start. Okay, there's the lineup of races. We have the $100,000 guarantee, industry low, 12% takeout. Those are the times. All right, let's check out my ticket real quick. It's a tough sequence. I have a $72 ticket. I have a single in a maiden race. I'm going against one of my handicapping rules, but I like that single at Santa Anita. The first leg at Gulfstream, an allowance race, going 5/8 on the turf. I go the Swirling Candies 2-1. Paco Lopez is 6-1 on the 8. Fly on Angel, and then the 11 on the outside. Tony's Rose is 9-2. Then our leg here, leg B, Laurel Park race 7, a nice allowance race going a mile. I like the 2, Tattooed, and I also like the 6, Pretty Good Year with Sheldon Russell aboard. Leg C is Gulfstream race 9. I go 2, 10, 11, 12 in that race. Leg D, Laurel Park race 8. I'm 3 deep there. I have the 9 on top there, Eastern Bay for Claudio, but I also like the 6 Hall Pass and the 5 Runaway Loot coming off a long layoff for Jerry Englehart. And then my single, Santa Anita, race 3, nice maiden special weight going a mile on the turf. Tiberius Mercurius by the Factor now in the John Sadler barn. Won a maiden special weight going long on the turf last November at Aqueduct, was DQ'd and placed second. This horse has run nothing but big races on the turf. I think it's graduation day today for the favorite at Santa Anita, race 3, the 9, Tiberius Mercurius. I use as a single here on the Stronach 5. Let's take a look at race 6 here. Nice maiden special weight, filly and mares 3 and up, going 2 turns on the main track, a mile and a 16th. This is and there's a lot of nice first-time starters in here, but it's tough to go 2 turns on the dirt first out of the box. I don't care how good the breeding is, so I just look for a horse that has the fitness edge over the field here with all these first-timers and lightly raced horses. So I go the 2, Lasting Union for trainer Michael Matz, 3-year-old daughter of Union Rags, who won the Belmont for Michael Matz. Javion Toledo, one of our leading riders, rides this filly. She's gone a mile twice against maiden special weight down there at Gulfstream. She's never really run special. She's gotten beat double-digit lengths in all 3 of her starts. But the 62 buyer in her debut late March, and then their most recent effort on a sloppy track was okay. I'm just hoping she's more fit than the rest of the filly and mares in the spot. I'm hoping Toledo can get a ground-saving trip and have something left for the stretch run. So I put the 2, Lasting Union, on top. She's 9-2.
Yeah, it really hasn't brought a finish in those races. You go to the 2-back race, third-place finisher, did come back the other day and win, I think on an off-track with a 74. So you're right, conditioning experience certainly helps the chances of the 2, Lasting Union. I go towards the outside with a firster. I mean, the rest of the field, they just really nothing for me to get super excited about. Sing Along Susie by First Samurai, who it's about 16% of his dirt routers. That works for me. Out of a mare that was unraced, this is her first foal. Went back to the second dam. Trophy Collector was a Rodney Jenkins horse for Lazy Lane that got the job done way back in '08, Stan. On the lead at Laurel Park with a decent figure. Some other runners you kind of working through the family can get a distance to ground. Sing Along Susie, the works are good. Play the percentages. Pimentel, Rubley. Almost 30% with a positive ROI over the last couple of years at Laurel Park. That's enough to push me over the top with Sing Along Susie in this particular race.
All right, some good pedigree notes, and then you have to respect the connection, so I'm not going to knock your top pick at all, but she's got to go 2 turns here in debut. Let's take a look at the 4, Winning Melody, who gets the apprentice Avery Wisman. Now is a homebred for Dina Springs and Stronach by Preakness winner Curlin, now in the Dale Capuano barn. So just forget about the race last November at Aqueduct with a 7-pound apprentice at 19-1. She's a whole different filly now. Hopefully a couple bullet workouts right here at Laurel Park for Winning Melody for Dale, now in the Dale Capuano barn. So we both use this Curlin filly.
Yeah, why in for a tag in debut was my biggest concern, right?
Sure.
Yeah, well-bred filly. Dale, this kind of move, he's only 1 for 12, but 10 for 12 in the money with maiden sprinter routes. Okay, the last couple of years. So yeah, definitely in the money consideration. If this rain comes and this track is wet, she moves way up, in my opinion. That mare was 4 for 6 on a wet track, more than even. So, yeah, I do fear the 4. I'm going to go 8, 4, 2, and 5. 7 Club's another one, Trombetta. I'll dismiss down inside after some early trouble. Field got away from her at Gulfstream, but breeding suggests longer. Should be a little bit better.
All right, I picked the other Kelly Rubley filly in the mix. She's by First Dude. The mare didn't run. The second dam was even worse somehow. But you get Sheldon Russell to ride for Rubley, the meets leading rider. Some sharp works up there at Fair Hill, so not much to go by on the breeding for the 7 MJ's lady, but some good works, and she attracts the meets leading rider. So, and how about the Grand Motion first-time starter, 4-year-old filly, first-time starter by Flatter, Maryland bred Somewhere Golden. The dam was over for 3, but the second dam was better. Second dam was a stakes horse, made over $300,000. This horse has one older sibling that won one race. But the patient handling here for this 4-year-old filly, and they try her long in debut with Forest Boys.
Yeah, and I think both siblings did hit the board in debut. I think they both ran third. I believe there's a 2-year-old out of this mare at the sale coming up, next week? Week after next over there at Fasig-Tipton?
Probably too expensive for my budget.
We'll find you one, Stan. Yeah, no. But, Somewhere Golden. Emotion first out inside, going long. I mean, good post. But, I mean, a little bit of this is a race probably, Stan. If you can afford the all button, I mean, you could concede just this is the race probably to punch it, unless you got some good steam on the firsters or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so nice maiden special weight going 2 turns there. Race 6. Let's turn the page here. Race 7, one of our features of the day. It's leg B of the Stronach 5. It kicks off our final pick 3 of the afternoon. Stronach 5 starts Gulfstream race 8. Let's take a look at leg B. Laurel Park race 7. Going a mile, second level allowance condition. The 2 Tattooed for Tim Keefe, who had that big win with Dendrobia last Saturday. And the 6 Pretty Good Year for Kelly Rubley. Gets Sheldon Russell. Angel Cruz rides Tattooed. They hooked up in their last race. It was the most recent race for both of them. Let's show you that race late February right here at Laurel Park. Going 9 furlongs. Here they both are, a little wide, turning for home. And the winner of this race, Fort Peck, wins the race by a neck. Tattooed a good second, I thought. 86 buyer speed figure. Pretty Good Year ran a decent third. Now, Pretty Good Year ran a bigger number in a nice allowance win last February. So that's why I go with Pretty Good Year on top today. Even though Tattooed won the little match race between them last out, I go Pretty Good Year on top off that big effort I saw early February from Pretty Good Year and Kelly Rubley.
Yeah.
Sheldon Russell rides, but the 2 Tattooed's going to be tough. The horse always shows up here at Laurel Park. So I go 6-2 on top, and you go with the 9. Your thoughts on Pretty Good Year and Tattooed?
Pretty Good Year. Tattooed steady. Pretty Good Year as a horse. May bounce just a little bit, but back with Sheldon. Sheldon gets along with this horse very well. I remember that day, little horse beat the big horse on February the 8th, beat Moretti, right, and got it done with a really strong ride like that ride by Sheldon on February the 8th. Yeah, 9-2 morning line favorite. If anybody goes off in this race 3-1 or lower, I'll be shocked. I just can't see it. I mean, just value of balance in this race. Bust off, I just like, as game as he was, mile and a quarter, stretched out as maybe the key speed, but man, he was just dogging to the wire just to give up late to Jafazo. I like his positioning. I think he's got the right kind of speed in this race. He loves to win. This horse reeled off a bunch of races in a row. I think he's the horse, with a clean break. He's got to be the stayer in the field. He's gonna, he's gonna be in it for a long, long way with that running style. Shown a lot of heart. What do you do with a horse like Rough C, Stan, the 8? We'll get to Hanalei Houdini, but Rough C, one of the biggest form reversals I remember seeing. Right, going back from that maiden 10, was claimed out of that. Nowhere to be found, comes back, gallops, another big race, then a hiccup, comes back, and after a horror show trip early on March the 6th, was confidently handled around the turn, found a seam and just won off with something left. So which Rough C is going to show up today? You've got Carrasco, right, riding this horse?
Victor Carrasco aboard,
Yeah, why not Gomez? That was the other thing. That was my question mark with this one. I'm not going to get beat by Rough C. I think they've got to use him. When he brings his A game, watch out. Hanalei Houdini's a horse hasn't run quite as fast as these horses, but comes back, recently gelded. Some races work. Keys up. Jafazo, tattooed. Was against the grain November the 9th, working forwardly, getting the bottom under him with the 6 furlong work. On his best he could do. And he was a horse, that little unfortunate incident right there in his debut. He was ready to go right off the bat, so I'm not worried about the layoff for Hanalei Houdini. Lots of ways to go, Stan.
And very interesting. He's the first time gelding today at a big price, 10-1 with Fergal Lynch aboard. A nice second-level allowance feature going a mile here in race 7. That's leg B of the Stronach 5. Leg C, Gulfstream Park, race 9. Leg D, Laurel Park, race 8. Let's check out that race. It's the co-feature of the day. Another second-level allowance condition, 3 and up, going 6 furlongs on the main track. First time Claudio here on the 9, Eastern Bay, who I put on top. Let's start with the 6 here. Hall Pass, coming out of the city of Laurel last November. Some Maryland bred for Hammy Smith, a 4-year-old son of Freedom Child, making his 4-year-old debut today. Let's check out the city of Laurel last November. I thought this day kind of came up tough. Hall Pass had to break from the 1 hole this day's last, wide, turning for home, right? Gets up for a very useful third behind Honest Mischief and Chilean Charge. 84 Buyer speed figure for Hall Pass this day. Ran an 88 in the Maryland Million Sprint last October. So I think this is a nice horse. He's made a $157 already. He's had a long winter break. 4-year-old debut today. Fergal Lynch rides for Hammy Smith. So I think the 6 Hall Pass is going to be tough. I use them in my exacta because I think the 9 Eastern Bay going to be awfully tough. But Hall Pass, I think, runs a big race today off the layoff.
Yeah, that was a Chad Brown right on its Mischief. Got it done in the city of Laurel. 20 starts, not a second to be found. How about that, Stan? 3 wins, 8 thirds.
Right.
Zilch in the second spot. Hall Pass is a trier. He works for me. I like Runaway Loot. Englehart, off, I know, since April the 19th. Long break. I'm not concerned. The works are for this horse is fast. He has gone against some really, really good sprinters. In here, I think he's to the front or just off of Charge for Victory is a pretty good horse who's got some speed. I think he's going to be part of the flow. Premier Star's an interesting one for Trombetta. First time Trombetta, the 2 sprints that took a ton of play, went into Navarro barn and whistled. This horse is working lights out at Fairhill, a user for me. I think Byers maybe not quite up to some of these other ones, but he looks like an improving horse, and sprinting looks to me is what this horse wants to do. 5-8-11 Tapping Cat, I think, could get the right kind of flow up front and come flying late.
All right, so real nice co-feature of the day here, going 6 furlongs, race 8 to kick off the late daily double leg E of the Stronach 5 Santa Anita, race 3. Let's take a look at race 9 on the turf. Big field here on the turf. We're going a mile and a 16th on the Fort Marcy rail at 87 feet, turf rated good right now, claiming 12,500 filly mares 3 and up. I go with the 10 on top here. Jumpstart My Heart, making her 6-year-old debut today for Dale Capuano. Sheldon Russell rides. Could be a big day for Russell, and Russell won on this mare last September, going long on the turf against Open 16,000 Company. A real big third in the Maryland Million starter handicap, going 9 furlongs. So so she has the back class to handle this group. Some nice 5 furlong. You see 3 consecutive 5 furlong workouts recently here at Laurel. So she looks ready to go. I put her on top. You pick her second.
Yeah, she really moved up on the barn change. You usually see that Claudio the Dale. Dale's got it right off the freshening. Not a big concern for me. Doesn't have a lot of speed. She's going to have to get positional even at 3/8 so she can fire home. From there, the 2 right side of the road, I think is going to take plenty of play from Gulfstream for Kelly Breen. Very tactical. I'll go outside to Firth. I think I've got her line a little too high at 5. I love You Got It Done on the front end for Rudy Sanchez Salaman. Firth, I think, can clear from the outside as well. Relax and hang on late. 12-10, 2-13. And going back to the 8th real quick, Eastern Bay, Stan, I guess that's the key. We didn't really talk about him, but, man, I guess he's another one. If this track gets wet late, you know how he moves up on the off track.
Yep. And for runs first time today for your leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez. So that's it. You can bet all the action on First Bet. When you use promo code Sport of Kings, you get a $10 credit plus up to a $500 bonus. Sport of Kings is the promo code you want to use. Bet all the action on First Bet. All right, that's it. We're out of time. Big show to preview the big 9-race card. Dave Robbins coming up next with today's scratches and changes. Good luck. Good luck today, Keith.
All right, thank you, Stan. Buckle up for this ride. It's going to be a wild one here at Laurel Park. I think you're going to see plenty of prices. Good luck.
All right, here we go. Rodman's up next. Good luck.